Yes, hello everyone. Yes, I can see some new faces too, and I can see some familiar names. This is nice. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me share my screen with you so we can start slowly. Yes, this one. Okay. Today at Clasital, we are going to learn yes, no, not given question type. We will look at some tips and strategies. Then I have I have two passages and some yes, no, not given questions. Let's look at some tips and strategies. In this question type, you should spend time on understanding and analyzing the question. You should understand the little details given. You should be aware of that little detail so you can look for these little things in the passage too. Do not just try to match the keywords, look for the meaning because there will be some paraphrasing and synonyms, so look for them. And look for two statements at once because questions come in order. Let's say I'm first you will see the answer for question 2, then you will see answer for question 3. Then uh, if you miss one answer, when you catch the other answer, you will understand that you have missed that answer. Maybe it is not given, or maybe you couldn't see it. Use all three options. Use yes, no, not given options. Use all of them because most probably you will be asked from all of them. Look for how many, how much, how often questions. Maybe they are saying usually, rarely, little, more, much more than that. This kind of things. These are your key points that you should look for. These things will give you the answer. Look for linking words, dates. They will give you hints about the questions and where to locate them. And look for linking words. Maybe they will change the answer in the middle of the sentence. Like, I did this. However, in the end, this happened. So, in the meantime, your answer will be changed. So, look for linking words too. Look for the subject object confusion. Is the, let me see, is the turtle running after the dog or is the dog running after the turtle? These kind of things. So they are making some tricky questions with this subject object confusion. So pay attention to this one too. Look for synonym and paraphrasing, of course. And if you can't find the answer to some questions, don't spend too much time on it and return to it in the end because most probably this question is not given in the passage. This statement is not given in the passage. Let me see. Let's look at the differences between false and not given. This is the trickiest part. If you can find the statement in the passage, it is yes. We have an evidence that's supporting that statement in the passage. This means yes, we can do it. We can say it yes to this statement. No means there is a statement that contradicts with the text. So we have an evidence. We can see it clearly that there is something against that information in the passage. It says the opposite of it. It says the opposite of the statement. We are looking for both opposite meaning and contradicting information here. Let me see. And not given means the statement is not given in the passage entirely. It may be given partially, but the passage doesn't involve the whole statement. You should find the entire meaning in the passage. Like it shouldn't be like, if in the question says it is usually like this, and if in my passage it says it is like rarely like this, it is like this. So if I don't have that how much information in the passage, it makes my statement, it makes my information not given. Maybe they are doing the same thing. For example, maybe I am going to I am going to run. I'm going running every day, and in this is the statement, and in the passage maybe it says she runs, but I don't know how many times in a day I am running. So it is like not given in the passage. We will see it in a minute. Let's continue. Yes, we have reading passage 1. These questions are taken from reading passage 1. So it is like the easiest of the text. First, we will look at the questions, we will analyze them, then we will continue with our passage. Let me see. Yes, if the statement agrees with the views of the no, if the statement contradicts the views of the writer, and not given if it is impossible to say whether what the writer thinks about this. Let me see. There is little difference between healthy diet recommended by advisors and their diet prompted in the food advertisements. Oh, let me send you these questions too. Yes. 9, it says TV advertising. Let me look at this question. There is little difference. This is my how much questions. There is little difference. So pay attention to this part between the healthy diet recommended by advisors and the diet prompted in the food advertisements. Okay. TV advertising has successfully taught children nutritional knowledge about vitamins and others. It is hard to believe, right? TVs are showing healthy things. 10, and it says TV advertising has successfully taught children. Let's see. Maybe they taught something, but it wasn't successful. Some things like this. It is hard to decide which aspect accompanied by TV viewing has caused weight problems or other detrimental effects on children. It is hard to decide which aspects. Okay. 11. The preference for food for children is affected by their age and gender. I think we can find this information in the passage, but let's see. The investigation, primarily for food promotion on TV advertising, tends to be partial and incomplete. Okay, the investigation primarily for food promotion. Maybe in here we can focus on primarily for food, because I think they're stressing that food. Maybe they are investigating some other things, and this should be like the primarily for food, or it can be TV advertising tends to be partial and incomplete. Maybe they haven't started yet. Maybe they couldn't finish it. Maybe this is true. Maybe it is no. Maybe it is not given. Let's see. Wealthy parents tend to buy more sensible food for their children. I have here sensible food, so it can be a little bit easier to locate that in the passage, because I have a term like sensible food. As I said, questions come in order, so let's start with paragraph 1. Let me see. Let me clean this one. Okay. I have sent you the questions. Yes, there is little difference between the healthy diet recommended by advisors and the diet prompted in the food advertisement, and TV advertising has successfully taught children nutritional knowledge about vitamins and others. I'm looking for two questions at once. This review the extent and nature of food promotion to children, the effect, if any, that this promotion has on their food knowledge, preferences, and behavior. Let me see. Children's food promotion is dominated by television advertising, big four, cereal, soft drinks. I'm not reading the whole text. If you see the answer, you can write your answer in the chat part too. I will be looking at them. I am not reading the whole text. I'm just skimming it to find my answer. In the last 10 years, rapidly increase. Vain. The importance of strong global branding reinforces a need for multifaceted communication combining television with merchandising. The advertised diet contrasts sharply with that. Mhm. The advertised diet contrasts sharply with that recommended by public health advisors. Keyword and themes of fun and fantasy or taste rather than health and nutrition are used to promote it to children. Meanwhile, the recommended diet gets little promotional support. What do you think about my question? There is little difference. There is little difference between the healthy diet recommended by advisor and the diet prompted in the food advertisements. And in my passage A, it says the advertised diet contrasts sharply with that recommended by public health advisors, and the themes of fun, fantasy, or taste rather than the health and nutrition are used to promote it to children. Meanwhile, the recommended diet gets little promotional support. No, no, no. I have one yes. Okay, nice. The others two. Okay, let me see. Let's understand the question and understand the passage. In here it says the advertised diet contrasts sharply with that recommending by public advisor. It means the advertised diet in the TV. It means in the TV contrast. There's a like difference sharply, and sharply means big difference, not like sharp, very edgy, big. There's a very big difference, big contrast with the recommending public health advisor and between the TV. But in my question, it says there is little difference. So actually, it contradicts with my statement. It says there is little difference, but in here it says contrast sharply. Differs sharply, and sharply means there is a big difference. So it makes my answer no. Yes. Okay. Let's continue. It says TV advertising has successfully taught children nutritional knowledge about vitamins and others. It is hard to decide which aspect accompanied by TV viewing has caused weight problems or other detrimental effects on children. Nutritional knowledge and TV viewing. Where were I? Here. I'm continuing from here because I know that the answers come in order. There is plenty of evidence. Influence them is a complex problem. The review tackled by looking at the studies that examine possible effects. But I think not yet. The majority of studies examined food advertising. In terms of nutritional knowledge, food advertising seems to have little influence on children's general perception of what constitutes a healthy diet, but in certain contexts, it does have an effect on more specific types of nutritional knowledge. For example, seeing soft drink or cereal adverts reduce primary age children's ability to determine correctly whether or not certain products contain real food. You believe not given for this one? TV advertising has successfully taught children nutritional knowledge about vitamins and others. What do you think? I think my answer is here. Do you have any idea about it? I have one not given. I have one no. These are a little bit tricky, huh? This yes, no, not giving questions. Yes, that's why understanding the question is really important. And you maybe look at the other questions first and come back to these questions later, because first you need to understand the passages, you need to understand the whole text very well. Okay, let me see. It says TV advertising has successfully taught children nutritional knowledge about vitamins and others. Let me see. The majority of studies examine food advertising, but a few examine. In terms of nutritional knowledge, food advertising seems to have little influence on children's general perception of what constitutes a healthy diet. So it says in terms of nutritional knowledge, nutrition, vitamins, blah blah, food advertising seems to have little influence on children's general perception of what constitutes a healthy diet. So children don't know what constitute. Children are not taught what constitutes a healthy diet with TV advertising. On the contrast, They're the children seeing a soft drink and they thought there is real food in it. So TV advertising actually does not successfully taught children nutritional knowledge and others. So they are thinking that there is real fruit in the soft drinks. So they are actually the TV advertisings made a bad job on this. They have a negative effect on this. Seeing soft drink and cereal advertisements reduce primary age children's ability to determine correctly whether or not certain products contain real food. So they don't know it. They couldn't teach them successfully. Actually, they taught it wrong. So it makes my answer no. What do you think? Does it make sense now? Okay. Then 10. Let me send the 10 again. Gosh. It is hard to decide which aspect accompanied by TV viewing has caused weight problems. It is hard to decide. Okay, let's go one by one. It is hard to decide which aspects accompanied by TV viewing. So, TV viewing will cause something, but it is hard to decide has caused weight problems or other detrimental effects on children. Let's read it again from inside. So it is difficult to understand which aspects of TV viewing. So it is like looking it too long, seeing other things. Which aspect of it caused weight problems or other detrimental effects on children? Which aspect of TV viewing? Let me see. We were here, so we will continue from here. The review also found evidence that food promotion influenced children's food preferences and purchase behavior. Mm, hmm, hmm. I couldn't see any detrimental effect or obesity here. If you could see it, please tell me. Otherwise, I will continue. Hmm. The next step of trying to establish whether or not a link exists between food promotion and or diet or obesity is extremely difficult as it requires research to be done in real-world settings. A number of studies have attempted this by using the amount of television viewing as a proxy for exposure to television advertising. They have established a clear link between television viewing and diet, obesity, and cholesterol levels. It is impossible to say, however, linking words, it's coming to trick us. However, whether this effect is caused by advertising, the sedentary nature of television viewing, or snacking that might take place while viewing, wants to resolve the problem despite taking a detailed diary of children's viewing habits. This showed that the more food adverts they saw, the more snacks and calories they consumed. So, what do you think? Yes, it is on paragraph D. Very good, Dave. Very good, Appy. It is a little bit more easier when my answer is yes. Don't forget it. If you can see it clearly, but Do not let it to trick you. It is very tricky, but it is more easy to find yes answers. Okay. Let me see. The preference for food for children is affected by their age and gender, and the investigation primarily for food promotion on TV advertising tends to be partial and incomplete. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to send 11 and 12 again. So I will send 3 of them. The preference for food for children is affected by their age and gender. The investigation primarily for food promotion on TV advertising tends to be partial and incomplete, while the parents tend to buy more sensible food for their children. Okay, let me see. We were there. Let's continue from here. Literature does suggest food promotion is influencing children's diet in a number of ways. This does not amount of proof. It means like the sentence is a little bit odd, but I hope that you can understand. This does not amount to proof. This is not enough to prove. There is not enough proof. As noted above, with this kind of research, incontrovertible proof simply isn't attainable. Nor do all studies point to this conclusion. Several have not found an effect. Nonetheless, many studies have found clear effects, and they have used sophisticated methodologies that make it impossible to determine that 1. These effects are not just due to chance. 2. They are independent of other factors that influence diet, such as parental. They occur at a brand and category level. I'm waiting for your answers, by the way. My answers are lying somewhere here. The preference for food for children is affected by their age and gender. Those who are saying not given are correct. I'm looking at it. Not givens are the hardest one. Yes are the easiest one. Not givens are the hardest one. I'm looking at here. These are my paragraphs left for the questions. So I'm looking here, but I don't see anything. I'm looking, investigating, but I can't see anything about the like age and gender. Maybe they are talking about the primary year students, little child, but they are not giving me any information about the gender. I can't find it. So it makes my answer not given. Is it clear? Let's continue. The investigation. What was it? The investigation, primarily for food, on TV advertising tends to be partial or incomplete. What do you think about the number 12? Can you see any information about it? Because I can see. It says this does not amount to proof. This kind of research incontrovertible proof simply isn't attainable, nor do all studies point to this conclusion. So it makes my answer yes. Very good. Wealthy parents tend to buy more sensible food for their children. I am between two things too. But do you see anything about the wealthy parents? See, in here they're saying, for example, the promotion of fast food outlets may not only influence the child but also encourage parents to take them for meals and reinforce the idea that this is normal and desirable behavior. This is not given. Very good. I don't see anything about about the wealthy parents. I'm looking at it, but I can't see anything. They are talking about something else here, but this is something else. We don't know about the wealthy parents. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I have no idea about it, so it is not given. So let me see. 1, 2, not given. 1, 2, yes. 1, 2, not given. Oh, sorry, did I say not given here? 2, no. 2, not given. 2, yes. So it is very balanced here. It can be different in some other texts, but in here it is balanced. Okay, let me see the other question. This was from reading passage 1. Now we will look at a question from reading passage 2. We have star performers. I'm just skimming it. McKinsey, the War for Talent, blah blah, Enron, 1990s. Okay, I have so many dates. 30%, blah blah, compared to 70%. Maybe for the 70%, 30%, they will say less than the half of it, more than the half of it, the majority of it, the minority of it. So pay attention to these ones. These are little tricks, little things that you should pay attention. Yes, little, more, blah blah. 90% great players. Okay, let me see. Yes, if the statement agrees with the information, if the statement contradicts the information, if there is no information on this. McKinsey, who wrote The War for Talent, hadn't expected the huge influence made by this book. Huge influence. Keep in mind, had not expected. Okay. made by this book. Economic condition becomes one of the factors which decide whether or not a country would prefer to hire foreign employees. Economic condition becomes one of the factors which decide whether or not a country would prefer to hire foreign employees. The collapse of Enron, and it says here, one of the factors. The collapse of Enron is caused totally by an unfortunate incident instead of company's management mistakes. So Enron's collapse is caused by unfortunate incident. By an unfortunate incident. Okay. In 21, football clubs. Let me send you the questions. Where is it? Yes. Football clubs that focus on making stars in the setting are better than simply collecting stars. So there are some sports clubs who are collecting stars from somewhere, and there are football clubs who are raising stars in their environment. And these football clubs, are better than the others. Let me see. I have sent you the questions. First question is about the McKinsey, who wrote The War of Talent, had not expected the huge influence made by this book. And 19, economic condition becomes one of the factors which decide whether or not a country will prefer to hire foreign employees. I'm looking for 2 questions at once. Yes. I'm not reading the whole text. I'm looking for the hints. I'm looking for the key points. If you see the answer, you can write to me. I think so too. Okay, I can see that there's an influence, but I can't see any information given about the writer shocked. What was it? What was the question? Sorry. Writer's expectations. I don't see anything about it. It is not given. Very good. Economic condition becomes one of the factors which decide whether or not a country would prefer hire foreign employees. And then it might have the collapse of Enron. But first, let's look at this one. I'm giving you time to read the text, by the way. I hope you are taking advantage from this. I'm expecting from you to answer me so I can explain it to you. So if you find the answer, please write it. Dave, you are doing good. The others, what do you think? Do you need more time to read? Or I can explain the question to you. I don't want to rush you. I'm just asking. Okay. Okay, let me see. In my question, it says economic condition becomes one of the factors which decide whether or not a country will prefer to hire foreign employees. In here, it says have been recruitment strategy of the ambitious company of the past decade. Let me see. Company. The differences between companies is people. With capital and technology in plentiful supply, the critical resource for companies in the knowledge era will be human talent. So they are talking about human power, human talent. Companies full of achievers will, by definition, outperform organization of plodders. So the companies full of achievers, like the good employees, will outperform, will overcome organization of plodders. Ergo, compete ferociously for the best people. Okay. Poach and pamper stars, ruthless without second raters. This, in essence, has been recruitment strategy of the ambitious company of the past decade. The talent mindset was given definite form in two reported by consultancy McKinsey, famously entitled "The War for Talent." Because I'm skimming, I couldn't catch up with my speed. Although the intensity of warfare subsequently subsided along with the air in the internet bubble, it has been warming up against the economy titans. It has been warming up again as the economy tightens. Titans like means like getting smaller. They are like you are in something in a bad position. Labor shortages, for example, are the reason the government has lay out a welcome mat, like in front of your door. You are laying out a welcome mat for immigrants from the new Europe. So it makes my answer for the first one yes. Very good. Who are saying? I'm sorry. This one. This is yes. The collapse of Enron. Now I will look at my keywords and I will look at the collapse of Enron. Okay. People are important, platitude, logical, higher the best. In fact, yet the diagnosis people are important is evident to the point of platitude, apparent logical press, higher the best. Like so much in management is not only not obvious, it is in fact profoundly wrong. Enron. The point was illuminated in brilliant relief of Enron, whose leaders, as a New York article called, the talents meet. So they were so convinced of their own cleverness that they have never twigged that the collective intelligence is not the sum of a lot of individual intelligence. These are two opposites. Everyone believed in stars because they didn't believe in system, but companies don't just create, they execute and compete and coordinate the efforts of many people, and the organizations that are most successful at that task are the ones who where their system is the star. The truth is you can't win the talent wars by hiring stars, only lose it. In a study of carriers of 1,000 star stocks analysis in 1990s, the researchers found that. So what do you think? You think it is no? How about the others? Rachel, you, Wahi, what do you think? You can do this. You think it is not given to? Mhm. Okay, maybe it will be a shock for some, but 20 is no. Like this. Let me explain. Now I'm looking at the questions. Question, not this, just one question. In my question, it says Enron is just unfortunate. Some unfortunate happen to them, and in the end they collapse. It is not because of the manager's mistake. It was just some unfortunate incidents. But in real life, do you know in real life they are using this abbreviation a lot. In real life, the managers of Enron hired only the talents means only the most successful talents people, and they didn't believe the system, so they were like individuals who are very talented, so they just gather and collect them in their company, but in the end it didn't work. They collapsed because the companies do not just they execute and compete and coordinate the efforts of many people, but the Enron was not one of them because they didn't believe in the system, and they didn't, maybe just this is the not given question, this is the not given statement, but I'm saying it. Maybe they haven't worked hard enough because they were talented, because they haven't believed in the system, and they collapsed in the end. But their reasons of collapsing was their managers, their system. They didn't lose stocks in the market. They just hired talented people, and they didn't believe in system. So it is no. Okay, let's look at 21. It is about football clubs. Okay, football clubs. I'm looking for the football clubs, by the way. When I see it, I will stop. Is these are football clubs? No, investment banking. Hmm. It is star vs systematic strategic choice. Yes, let's look at it. It seems obvious that success should ultimately be down to money. Great players are scarce and expensive, okay, so the club that can afford more of them than anyone else will win. But the performance of Arsenal and Manchester United, on the other hand, and Chelsea and Real Madrid on the other, proves that that is not as easy as that. Why Chelsea and Real have their funds to be compulsive star collectors, as with Juan Sebastian Veron, they are less successful than Arsenal and United, which, like Liverpool before them, have put much more emphasis on developing a setting within which stars in the making can flourish. Stars in the making can flourish. Significantly, Terry Henry, Patrick Vieira, and Robert Pires are much bigger stars than when Arsenal bought them. Their value, in all senses, enhanced by the Arsenal system. At Chelsea, by contrast, the only context is the stars themselves. Managers with different outlooks come and go every couple of seasons. There is no settled system for the stars to blend into. The Chelsea, blah blah blah. So, what do you think? Very good. Yes, it is. Yes, football club that focus on yes. Let me see. One net not given, two yes, one no. So I have all of the options. Not given, yes, no, yes. Yes given. Interesting. Okay, let me see the woo. We have spent so many time on this. These are a little bit tricky questions. You should pay really close attention to the meaning, and you should pay really close attention to the distractors. In an hour, I will upload this. I will upload. Let me see these things to our library too. This materials to our library. Let me see the library. Let me share the library too. So you can do it yourself too. And also, I will be very appreciate if you can fill out our form. My name is Burçin. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Up here, I can take your questions too. I have, let me see, 5 extra minutes for you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. For the others, this is the end of the session. When you fill out the form, you are free to go. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, you can stay and ask it too. Yes, Abi.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm just wondering that I just received an conditional offer letter from one of the prestigious university from
Hello.
UK actually for MBA, and they want, yeah, thank you, ma'am, and they want my IELTS score almost 6 band and not less than 5.5 in each section. So
Mhm.
that is why I started my like preparation, and I just have like only done for 2 weeks, not more than that. But
Mhm.
I'm in rush because it's for January intake, and as we all know, January intake is a smaller intake for UK actually. They usually take September intakes only. So there are must
They are accepting IELTS general.
no
Yeah.
academic.
Okay.
Yeah. But the scenario is that because it's a small intake, so maybe they can close the like acceptance for releasing cash. Do you know what cash means?
No.
Confirmation assessment of a student. It is
No.
a like yeah proof that we got accepted, and after then we can apply for visa. So
Mhm.
for that I'll have to like submit my IELTS result. So I'm just wondering that if I will give my like IELTS by the end of this month, so that by in the like mid of November I will like I'll receive my cash. But in India, na, actually there is a very big festival, as you maybe know, the Diwali is coming on
Mhm.
the way, and it almost like take my 1 week because some rituals will like done in my house in these days for whole week.
Mhm.
There are several worships, so that is why I'm just like asking with you like for your review that that I'm just scoring 6 to 6.5 nowadays on each section, but not writing as I just shared to you my first task, but I haven't received any reward from you, I guess. So
I don't.
I'm just taking it as in 5 or 5.5 band only for writing as well.
Mhm.
So pushing more for 7 to 10 days, then after I will appear for IELTS, or I'll just wait for this month and appear in next month. What do
Mhm.
you think about it? Do you give any suggestion?
Maybe in this time you can watch YouTube videos too about how you can increase your writing score, because they will give you some suggestions too, and stick to the like the in the writing part, stick to the paragraphs and the structure. They will give you like 20% of your score too. Stick into the paragraphs and maybe stick into the like the structure of it, and try to write with the like the linking words, try to write like longer sentences. They can increase your score a little bit. Maybe in that
Yeah, ma'am.
maybe in this 2 week or 1 week, 1.5 week, you won't be able to learn so much new vocabulary, but maybe you can look for the um IELTS academic, what is it? IELTS academic word list, some kind of things, and maybe you can look into them, and you can maybe include some of them in your writing. They will increase your band score too. And for the other part, just try to stay focused. This is the only thing actually. I
Okay,
I
ma'am.
believe that you can do it. You can get 5.5 score. I believe it. But
Yeah.
try to stay focused during the test. This is the most important thing because it is a long exam, and
Yeah.
you should pay attention to the little details. Do not miss them. Like just absorb them in during that time. This is the
Yeah,
like
ma'am.
suggestion that I can give to you. Other than that, you should practice.
Actually, I'm doing it, no? So that's why sometimes I score really very well, 7, 7.5.
Very.
in reading and yeah, listening. But sometimes it like directly dragged me to the 4.5 or 5. So it just like put it in like put me in that situation. Just I'll have to. I started self-doubting.
Hmm.
So at that point of time, yeah. So
Mm-hmm. I can understand that you should take your score as soon as possible. I'm not sure. It is up to you, actually.
and then I'll just take this month, like rest of the 10 to 15, 20 days.
You can take
Then
your
I will.
shot. Maybe you can try it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you too. Let me see, Dave, Madam, what is your nationality? I'm from Turkey. I am Turkish, basically. Let's say. Okay, guys, let me see. What time is it? It is time for me to go. Thank you for coming. We tomorrow we have, yes, it is, yes, it is Turkey. Thank you very much. Yes, I remember that they have changed it. I am from Turkey. I will get used to it. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for coming. Let me see. Can be used in the place of general IS for work visa. Yes, why you can use IS academic for the IS general. But IS general is like a little bit more easier. Yeah, like the writing and the reading parts a little bit more easier. So if you have chance, if you are not planning to use IS Academy for like university in postgraduate degree, you can take IS General. But as you wish, if you want, of course, take the IS Academic. It will be more useful. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow, let me see. Tomorrow we have speaking section. Yes. This is with the Turkey time. Please check it from your calendar. It will show it in your local time. Thank you for everything, too. Thank you for coming. See you.